Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Holy shit. Okay, hi. Okay.
Hey, Ben should be
Um,
here in just a second. So while he's hopping in, let me just start by saying thank you so much for picking up a pitch. It really, really, really helps support the show. So it means a lot to us. So thank you. And also, we're really looking forward to hearing about your matchup.
yeah, I'm glad I finally get to throw money at you guys. I didn't really get to do much for the Kickstarter because I didn't have income at that time. So now it's like, oh shit, well, they just announced like the coolest thing they did in the Kickstarter. I'm gonna throw money at you guys.
Well, thank you. It helps a lot for sure.
Hold on. I have like the
Hey.
I've been
Oh my
like
gosh.
10 years.
Great.
The best shirt we ever made.
Yeah.
The worst shirt we ever made.
This shirt is fucking awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Excited to hear about your idea. Floor is yours. However you want to go
gonna be a
about
fun
it.
one.
No,
Okay,
yeah, no
I'm
pressure,
gonna
no
turn
expectation or anything.
Yeah,
Just excited to
turn
chat.
the camera back off. Oh wait, is my mic coming through?
Yeah.
Okay,
we can
sorry.
hear
It's
it.
just noise suppression on this thing can be a little bit like weird. Okay, so getting right into it. So the matchup that I would like to go ahead and present to you guys today is Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb versus the Monarch from the Venture Bros.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
I guess like as a cursory question, how familiar are you two with either of these properties? Just so I know like what I need to explain, and what I don't.
Very familiar with Doofenshmirtz, and I caught like an episode or two of Venture Bros, so like not as much with the Monarch for me.
Okay.
Kind of similar for me too.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, okay. This first part, I won't have to go through it too much then. I imagine that even through just like pop culture osmosis alone, I think everyone is at least somewhat aware of what Doofenshmirtz does. He's from a fictional Germanic country called Drusselstein. He's got like 6 million tragic backstories. There's an entire episode about it, even like it's like a two-parter, I think. So he makes culinators. He really wants to take over the tri-state area. He hates his brother Roger. And, imagine getting all your schemes foiled by the only mammal that can lay eggs. Possibly. I don't remember if whales can lay eggs or not. One of the only
Yeah.
ones, at least.
They've also teamed up at times, though. So
Yeah. Decent few. So, as far as the Monarch goes, the Monarch is... I'd say basically the primary antagonist of the Venture Bros. There isn't really like a main villain or a final boss or anything, but he is the guy that comes to fuck around with the Ventures the most often. So basically his whole thing is that he kind of has a one-sided rivalry with main character Rusty Venture, who's basically the grown-up and extremely traumatized version of all those kid adventurers on those old like adventure shows.
right.
So Monarch absolutely despises Dr. Venture, but Dr. Venture doesn't really like care so much. He just finds him kind of annoying. So basically, the Monarch, his version of a good day is pulling up to the Venture compound or the Ventec skyscraper later on, pulling up with his flying cocoon, and then just completely ruining his day. And then maybe Brock Sampson kicks the shit out of all of his guys, probably kills a couple of them, and then he just takes his cocoon back out. He plots, he comes back like a week later, and he does the whole thing all over again.
Okay.
But he has come across a couple struggles of that, mostly due to the way that villainy works in the Venture Bros. The Monarch works for an organization called the Guild of Calamitous Intent, which has basically set out a series of rules for villainy regarding characters in the Venture Bros that could be considered protagonists and whatnot. These are usually superheroes or super scientists. And so the Monarch basically has to, in order to make it so that these heroes and villains aren't just killing each other willy-nilly, they made a bunch of rules of like, here's what you do for your conduct. And so there will be situations where the Monarch is not always allowed to arch Dr. Venture, because the Dr. Venture eventually becomes a very high-profile protagonist within the world of the Venture Bros.
Okay.
So, as far as connections go, so obviously they've got the whole thing where they're more parody takes on usual villain archetypes. You have like your comic book villains with like the Monarch and then Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I've heard him compared a lot to like Bond villains and other like evil scientists
Sure.
and what
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you. And then they like being evil just for the fun of it. They like the whole aesthetic of they like doing the schemes. They very much they live for the theatrics of the villainy as much as they live for whatever goal they're trying to accomplish that day. They're also they like the evil monologues and whatever, but they both also have kind of a similar sense of humor in the way that they tell their jokes. They'll kind of interrupt whatever they're going on about, where it's just like, wait, okay, hold on, this is weird. We're gonna have like a normal conversation about it for a second. With Monarch, this is usually more with his henchmen and his wife, and then with Doofenshmirtz, he has a lot of those with Perry.
Yeah.
They were both also raised by animals at one point. Doofenshmirtz spent a few months being raised by ocelots, and the Monarch was temporarily raised by monarch butterflies, which is
I was gonna say it's got to be butterflies. Okay.
yeah, that's where his motif came from. And then they both have also had stints with other alter egos when it comes to doing things outside of their normal appearances as Doofenshmirtz and the Monarch. And then the big one for this one is that I mentioned earlier how Monarch has to basically get permission through a guild to do his villainy. There's rules there for both of these villains. As you can see with the last point of the contrasts, Doof is a little bit more like, he plays it a little bit more loose. It's basically like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of societal expectations and whatnot, and just some things that I like to do for the sake of the villainy. The Monarch, it's a lot more official. If he screws up with the guild, he's liable to get in a lot of trouble. And he has a good few plot lines throughout the run of the Venture Bros where he starts running into trouble with that. And then also the fact that Doofenshmirtz is usually by himself, while the Monarch has, at bare minimum, a loving marriage and a best friend in a character that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit because it's something that I find really interesting about this matchup. And then at maximum, he's got like a whole cocoon full of minions.
Okay.
It's like a flying cocoon, which you'll probably see in a second.
Yeah.
So, so basically my idea for the setup, I don't know exactly how you'd handle the animation for it. I just recommended hand-drawn because I don't know if there's that many good 3D models for Venture Bros characters and what have you. But I understand that's probably going to be like difficult with like budget or whatever.
We can figure something out.
Yeah.
Just like, if you decide to do this, then I'll just be aware there might be a couple difficulties with that. But basically my idea is that Dr. Doofenshmirtz, after turning a new leaf and becoming a good guy for a bit, starts being sanctioned for arching by the Guild of Calamitous Intent. And so they send the Monarch with his cocoon and his henchmen over to Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated to attack him. And so it's basically Dr. Doofenshmirtz doing Die Hard with his innators, protecting his own building.
Okay. Very fun.
And so there's a lot of potential like slapstick you could do with the henchmen just getting absolutely brutalized. I had the thought of a couple of them. There's this one innator where he basically just shoots giant tires at moving vans in one episode. You could have maybe the original innator fires off. There's kind of a lot of ideas.
Oh yeah. The amount of inventions at Doofenshmirtz's disposal is like unlimited possibilities, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's done so much.
Right.
And so, and then also of note in this matchup in particular is that there is one character on either side that I think would make for a really interesting kind of sub matchup, kind of like some of the ways that like Metal Sonic was operating in Bowser vs. Eggman. Which is Norm versus Henchman 21. These are basically both of these characters' right-hand men, respectively. So Norm, super robot, he basically made him made him and upgraded him to try and fight Perry the Platypus, and then eventually he just kind of becomes his really polite, like, butler, who also wants to be his son. And then Henchman 21 starts out as just a normal henchman in the Monarch's army, but he gets so competent after the death of his friend that he basically like upgrades into like a hyper badass.
Yeah, I've heard he gets way.
Yeah.
We've seen suggestions for him before. He gets pretty powerful by the end.
Oh yeah, no, Henchman 21 like becomes one of the coolest characters of the show by the later seasons. And I think it would be interesting to have a little bit about how Henchman 21, with his superior skill and training, might try to take on Norm's super weaponry.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So sidekick battle as well. Love it.
Yeah. And then there's also potential for like fun banter with like Doofenshmirtz talking to the Monarch crew, and then obviously you have the potential of writing little interactions between, for example, the Monarch and Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, his wife. They have a very, very, very funny character dynamic. Probably my favorite thing about the show.
That's great.
And then why this matchup in particular, and how could this help you guys? Because I know you guys have said on like I think mostly older Death Battle casts that I know you guys do like sometimes picking out matchups where it's like, oh yeah, there's a thing coming out for so and so franchise, we could do a Death Battle for it.
Yeah, sometimes, but not always.
I mean, yeah. And like, you know, I totally understand that because like you've got to make money to do this show. So my pitch for this is that, so first of all, Phineas and Ferb recently got rebooted, not that long ago. The 5th season came out, earlier this year, and then there is I believe a 6th season coming up.
Oh, cool.
So.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Me either.
And that also apparently the 5th season supposedly includes a feat where they accidentally open up a rift that's going to destroy the universe. So that's probably going to be some fun stuff to look into.
Yep.
And then I'm hedging my bets that I think the Venture Bros is going to see a resurgence in internet culture with the fact that Poker Night at the Inventory, this is definitely relevant. Recently got remade and released not that long ago, and as far as I can tell, it did pretty well for itself. And something funny that kind of happened was that Penny Arcade, which has the character Tycho, who appears in the first Poker Night, kind of saw a big resurgence online. A lot of people started talking about it again because it was like, what the hell is this guy's problem?
Gotcha.
And so my theory is that Venture Bros is going to be getting a lot of attention whenever they inevitably make the second game, or like remake the second game, because I think it's happening. I'm fully all bets are in on that. And
right.
as you can see right here, that is one Mr. Rock Samson.
Yep.
So I'm essentially hedging my bets on the possibility that Venture Bros sees another really big resurgence once this game comes out. Because it's hilarious and everyone needs to watch it, and it's awesome.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's about
Perfect.
all of that I have. Oh, yeah.
No, that's
perfect timing, too, because we got to jump to another call in just a minute here. But fantastic pitch. An email just popped up in the chat if you want to send your presentation to it. That way we could reference it later. Don't have to, just if you want to. But that was fantastic.
Yeah, I get it for sure.
That's
That's a lot of fun for sure. And I like the supervillain versus the evil scientist. And I love the fact that you highlighted that, but they both have rules, which would be interesting to consider in a death battle of them having to play by those rules.
Definitely makes the battle itself very interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm assuming. Sorry, I just got one more question. Regarding sending the presentation, I'm assuming I put it in video form and then email it to you guys because I am.
No, however you want to do it. If it's
whatever.
If it's a file already that you can send, whether it's a PowerPoint file or if it's a Google file, whatever it might be, you could just send it to that email. Whatever makes the most sense to you. Yep. We'll figure it out.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
No, yeah. Thank you for everything, for the supporting the show, for this great presentation, this great idea. Yeah. We really appreciate it. Definitely gonna stick with me. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yep.
All right.
Have a good rest of your day.
Good luck with the next meeting.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.